All right, welcome back to the Mad Video Lab. I'm your host, Brad Jacobson, and we have a new set. Redesigned the whole interior here in the lab. And who better to open our brand new lab up than is the Mayor of Manhattan Beach, Richard Montgomery. Richard, thanks for coming in today.
Welcome, Brad. Great place. I like it.
Thank you. So a few days ago, I asked all the followers that we have here on social media this question. Manhattan Beach Mayor Richard Montgomery is coming in tomorrow for a video interview. What would you like me to ask? All right, so let's jump right into it. Now, I asked this question actually a couple days ago. So we did hear a lot of you guys asking about the El Porto parking lots and when are the parking lots in Manhattan Beach going to be open?
And the answer is Friday. We opened up all our lots. That's the pier lots, Bruce's Beach, El Porto lots, all open as of Friday at noon.
All right.
So feel free to use them.
So there you go. There's your there's your answer. Pretty easy. All righty. This one comes from Jawad Shabib. Do they plan to raise parking fees this year, and whether they will place security cameras to monitor all the vandalism that's going on right now?
The camera issue is something we're doing as we speak. You'll see more license plate readers around the city. As far as security cameras at the parking lots, that's right. A decision for the budget and finance team to look at. We may raise rates depending on what happened with the pandemic. We might look at meter rates as one option for us right now,
right.
But it hasn't been decided as of today. Our budget talks start June 2nd and go forward until July 1st. So that will come up. We'll see what happens then. But as of right now, no, there's no look at meter rates. So as far as security cameras go, that's part of our budget now. We're looking at the ALPRs, license plate readers, all over the city. We're installing more, which is helpful for our police.
Right.
As far as security cameras everywhere else by our lots, that's a secondary question. If meter rates go into effect, it gives us a budget to look at, obviously, cameras down there by El Porto and all our beach lots. But we're stronger financially now than we were in 2008 in the last recession.
Right.
But we lost our sales tax revenue. Obviously, with the mall closed and everyone else closed, we all lose sales tax. As far as our hotels being closed, every hotel, motel, we lose what they call a bed tax. We lost all of that. So we're losing, and our people aren't shopping as much as they were.
Sure.
So all of that sales tax revenue we only get every year, we're down. So how much down are we? Our first budget forecast shows we make $1.8 million in cuts, internal service cuts. You, the public, won't see them. We cut the grass less. We pick up things differently. We shape things differently internally. No travel, no this or no that. We take $1.8 million internal cuts. We're negative $200,000. That's it.
Okay.
For our budget. So we're lucky. We're in great shape without using reserves.
Right.
So if we have to use reserves, we dip.
So we're not going to touch any reserves.
If we have to dip in right now, $200,000 is the worst we have to dip in reserves.
Right.
But we use them for emergencies, and the pandemic, in my mind, is the perfect emergency. If we have to use it,
if that's not an emergency, there is no emergency.
This is what we use it for, right? But I mean, we're looking and seeing all those cuts that staff gave us, $1.8 million in cuts, are all internal. The public won't see anything. Public safety is not affected, obviously. Police and fire, there's no difference there. In fact, our budget shows hiring 2 new officers. We pushed 2 police officers forward.
This is from Ricky Lesser. Will the hometown fair happen?
I know that 6-man council, Surf Festival is canceled officially.
Okay.
They canceled 6-man. MB Open is still on the calendar. They have not canceled yet.
Right.
And hometown fair later on October, as well as fireworks, pier lighting, we're still waiting for them to cancel. If they don't cancel, we keep them on our schedule.
Right.
But we don't know if the governor's order will change next week. He's made so many changes in the last 2 weeks.
Right.
With retail opening, behind us, and then after that, you saw now restaurants are open for dine-in services.
Right.
And hair salons and barbershops are open. So we talked to the governor. I talk to the governor's office once a week. So it's a matter of, hey, what's the plan for CrowdJet? Are gyms going to be able to open?
Right.
Can nail salons open?
Right.
What about things like our gathering event, 250 or more? What's the rule on that?
Right.
So we don't have an answer, but they said, look, we're still on our phase 3 and phase 4 plan. So they won't even address that in my mind until September. So hopefully we keep that on and keep Hometown Fair going and fireworks and pier lighting.
Now, back on that, I do have to say that we, City of Manhattan Beach, opened our stores before the governor said, hey, everyone can open their stores. Would we have gotten any trouble for doing stuff out of line, out of turn, if that's even a thing?
Well, the council made a decision 5-0. That means the full council voted the same way, to eliminate the curbside restrictions, which means that if you want to buy something from Tabula Rasa, for instance,
right.
you can only go pick it up from the front door. There
right.
was no shopping inside.
Yeah.
But unlike Target or Costco, we thought my letter to the governor was saying, look, it's unfair. They can be open full speed and sell milk and clothes,
right.
but yet our stores, the mom and pops, can't open.
Right.
So we just eliminated the curbside restriction, which
yeah.
in their mind allowed them to go shopping full speed.
Sure.
And they had a 4-day head start, but the governor agreed with us and said, you're absolutely right. Let's open up all retail statewide. So did we jump the gun a little bit? I would say I think we made the right decision, and we do it again.
Well, this one kind of, you just answered with the last question, came from Jalen Motley. What were the plans for this year's Manhattan Beach 6-man? And so it's done. No 6-man.
Surf Festival, ISF, Jay Sakel and his team already called to cancel it. They thought it was too close of a call to make with their sponsors and their teams. Unfortunately, 6-man is out, but NBA Open is still on hold. They have not canceled. So I hope the rest of the year, by that time we see as a virus and things seem to slow down and taper off, that the governor will say, all right, we see a big decrease in number of cases and everything else. We will let you guys have openings of crowds to 50 or more.
Okay.
But we're all on standby. Every week, we're just waiting for the answer.
This one comes from Bob Severs. I believe you know him.
I know Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Are you for or against the desalination plant? Yes or no, no hedging?
You can't answer, Bob. You know better than that. Council cannot give an answer outside a public meeting.
Okay.
And it's not our call. He knows this better than anybody else. If West Basin Water District moves it forward, we'll have to address it then. As of now, it has not moved forward.
So it's not on your, you're not allowed to answer.
Council cannot do anything. We can't answer about a decision that will have to be made at a public session. I remind Bob Severs that the city of Manhattan Beach biggest issue is putting the desal plant in the corner of 45th Street on our border. That did not happen. They moved it far north into El Segundo, which makes a big difference for us. We're not going to be next to it. We're not going to hear it. So we were happy that West Basin made the right decision to push the location farther north where the NRG plant is. And that's a big deal for us. So with that concession in mind, if and when West Basin brings it forward, I expect Bob and every other resident that has a problem with it one way or the other, come speak at council about it.
Will the parking enforcement stop being so unfair and aggressive to its citizens?
Parking enforcement. No, I would say that, we're doing our job because a lot of people that park at different angles all over the city, and they park in ways that are unsafe for traffic going by. They block traffic. They park in areas that are not parking sufficient, I should say. So, you know what? You have a right to appeal like anybody else. I get parking tickets too when I'm outside of City Hall. So if I think I did something right and the meter's expired or it's broken, I appeal it.
All right, this one comes from John Valdez, my old boss.
All right.
I was in Victorville. Hey, John, did you enjoy being on the show Cats from Hell?
Did I enjoy it? Thanks a lot, John, for that question. No, was it evident? I did not enjoy being on that show. Although I did learn how well cats and dogs can get along with training. But no, it wasn't enjoyable, but I actually enjoyed learning from it.
If you didn't know, Mayor Montgomery was on a show called Cats from Hell. He had dog, cat fighting all the time, and it was good stuff. All right, your buddy and my buddy, Derek Levy.
All right.
Would you run for mayor/council again after experiencing being mayor during this COVID crisis?
I would run again with Cito Napolitano and that things we want to see get done. We haven't finished yet. The things we want to see finished in here. Part of that's a new community center. We call it the Boy Scout Senior Center over there in Jocelyn. Also refurbishment of a new fire station on the east side of town. It's not safe, doesn't meet ADA requirements, doesn't meet earthquake requirements. So Steve and I want to make sure before we leave council, those projects are in motion or even completed. It'd be even better. So
now back on that. So if you guys don't know, in Manhattan Beach, you don't run for mayor. You run for city council, and then you serve a 9.5-month term. Right now happens to be Richard's mayorship. Well,
I didn't get a choice. This is what happened on my term. So
right.
I get the prior recession at 809, 12 on the easy mayorship. Then this happened on my watch a week after Nancy Herzman hands me the gavel. Nancy Herzman goes, here, then a pandemic hits. But we've been more fortunate than most. I want to remind everyone that the number you see in the paper, I think it's 77 as of Friday, is not reflective of active cases. And I discuss it with LA County Health Officer Dr. Fair all the time. When I talk to her once a week, I go, that number is not accurate. It doesn't show recovered cases. And I know 20 people in the city so far that I personally that can tell me, hey, I went to this, I recovered, I'm back to normal, I'm good.
Well, 77 would be the number of people who have had it, right?
Who had.
Right. Not current.
Not current cases.
Yeah,
Can you put I asked her, Dr. Frere.
Wait, do people think so you're hearing it from other people like, oh, there's 77 people right now that are.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's a confusion. When they read the paper, they see 77 cases in Manhattan Beach, and I go, no. I want an asterisk next to it that says that's not accurate. That's total cases we've had from day one to now, but it's not current.
Right.
Like other counties list recovered, we don't do recovered.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, so some of them do show recovered.
Yes.
Okay. Do you find that you're working more because of the pandemic or no?
I think I'm working differently. It's not more. The recession, 0809, was definitely all hands on deck like this one is. But like a financial recession, we know how to make certain moves to counter it. We're talking about cutbacks and things that we did earlier, but the pandemic, we had no clue what to do with. We're following lead from CDC, LA County, other doctors live in our city that work for us and helping us out here and there. So no, I think the time frame, this is scarier. It was scarier to me when it first happened. We didn't know how the virus had transmitted itself, how long would it stay. All that unknown was a lot more work for all of us. But now that we're into it, here we are already into June, it's a much different time frame. We feel much better about it. Our controls are in place, are working. It's a different type of work. There's more stress on us now because it was unknown versus the recession 0809.
Right. This one comes from Chris Brown. What is the rationale for keeping beach volleyball nets down at this point, and are they going to wait for a cure before putting them up?
Question quiz. It's controlled by LA County. So unlike a stadium event, a sports event, this is controlled by LA County Health Department. It's not controlled by the governor. So if LA County Health Department agrees with us, and Dr. Frere did say that our staff was here Memorial Day weekend and saw how well we did on our beaches. All the South Bay beaches did a great job on distancing. Things she's concerned about, we did a great job. She gave us, props for that. And because of that, she goes, look, Richard, if you want to ask us to accelerate beach volleyball, because right now you can do individual instruction and private instruction, but no nets. And I go, well, no nets doesn't help us anyway. She says, I understand. She goes, get your South Bay mayors to send me a letter and ask me to accelerate beach volleyball, and I'll look at it for you. She controls all of LA County when it comes to health decisions.
So she's the one that's going to say when it's ready, she's the one that's going to come from her. Okay.
Correct. She'll tell us, hey, Richard, this is what you can do. In fact, when I spoke with her last week, just 2 days ago, she said, look, if you believe that South Bay mayors want to or support you for opening beach volleyball again, send me a letter and we'll review it. So I'm asking her to accelerate beach volleyball. We've seen the drop in number of cases and coronavirus cases drop. We've seen deaths drop, thankfully. Our numbers stay 1 or 2 in Manhattan Beach. It's not drastic. So we see people that want to be outside the beach and enjoy it. So now that beaches have been open, there's been no spike in cases after our beaches open now, which is what we're looking for. So now that I have proof and data that shows, look, we're not getting sick and the numbers aren't spiking with the beach being open, let us go to beach volleyball and open from there. So I'm hoping tomorrow that the mayors will tell me, yes, we agree with you, Richard. Go ahead and send a letter, our names on it, and I'll send it to Dr. Frere, and she'll accelerate the review of beach volleyball. But it's a health decision by the county, not the governor. I spoke with Eric Fonamo, I spoke with Barbara Fontana, Holly McPeak about their elite training facilities, and they laughed when I said no net, what they told me. But if I can drive it all forward past instruction to actual play, it'll make people like Chris Brown and all the volleyball players happy, and yet the people that want to have their kids in instruction happy as well. I think it's a safe thing now to open up, and let's see what she says.
This one comes from Troy Campbell. How come the police are not enforcing the no beach chairs, umbrellas, or canopies on the beach and wearing masks?
2 things. We don't want our police to focus on being masked police. We want them to focus on crime.
Mask police, I like that.
So I don't think that's where we want to do. We'll educate people. If they give our police a hard time, the police have a choice to cite them or not. Most people comply when you tell them, hey, put your face covering on. We don't really want to go out there and cite them for it. Same with people that bring umbrellas or bring igloos to ice chests to the beach. Hey, take them away from here, put them back in your car. We have CSC and people that we had Memorial Day weekend informing them when they parked, hey, don't bring your igloos or your beach chairs, whatever, to the beach. We think as soon as we make that instruction clear, they'll do that. But we don't want our police focused. We want our police focused on real crime. That's not the issue for us here. We educate rather than enforce.
So we can enforce, and I don't even know this because I know it's LA County owns the beach. A police officer, a Manhattan Beach police officer can go onto the beach and give a ticket.
We do. In fact, we're in charge of enforcement on the beach.
Okay.
MBPD has that enforcement. So do lifeguards.
All right, this one comes from Kathy Heron. When beach volleyball reopens, what do you anticipate will be the next community point of contention?
I would say whether the governor allows us to have the hometown fair, crowds. We can have people for, let's see, in this case, the pier lighting ceremony and or fireworks. Those are the next points of contention for us. Once the governor says, okay, a little bit, like we've seen that with retail already and now with restaurants, the next push for me and the council is going to be, okay, what about larger crowds? Pier lighting ceremony, MB open, fireworks, they're all in that same bucket. So I want
Well,
to make sure.
Disneyland's going to be opening. I mean, if Disneyland is opening, how is
That's
Pier
great. Once Disneyland shows that, they limit the people once so they can do, but they're in a large area spread out.
Right, that's true.
We're sitting close together. Fireworks is together.
Right.
Pier lighting people are close together.
That's
So
true.
if he does that, once Disneyland opens, it helps my case even more. We want to see, obviously, we want to see MB Open happen. We want to see the pier lighting ceremony happen. We want to see Hometown Fair and fireworks all happen. But if those groups cancel, I can't stop them from canceling. But I told them all, please don't cancel yet. Wait till the governor gives us a better direction we get into. We're only into June.
Right.
Wait and hold off till mid-July at least, and then make a decision.
All right. And then our last question comes from Dennis Duke Nor. What's up, Duke? Please open our Manhattan Beach Pier. It's twice as wide as the Strand, and distancing is not a problem.
We all want our pier open. In fact, the governor made sure we opened our state lots. They own the lots by the pier. They're open. What the pier itself is holding off for. We did ask him because the aquarium wants to open, our free aquarium, you know. We want to make sure people go see it and visit it, and he's holding off on piers yet. Huntington Beach owns their pier. That's why they were able to open. We don't. Ours is a state pier.
So we're still we can't open it on our own. You couldn't say, hey, let's open the pier today.
Correct.
It would take.
The state has to agree, let us open it. So we're asking already for the state pier to be open separately from everything else. I'm asking the governor.
Right.
On a separate letter, I'm asking, hey, now that we've done the beach well and there have been no spikes in numbers of cases of being sick, and the pier lots have been open, can we ask for, or would you open up the pier, I picked a date, maybe June 5th, maybe on a Friday. Can we do it by then? So waiting for an answer if he'll let me open the pier by June 5th. But we're waiting for that one, and also the agree about larger events of people going down the road.
Right. All right, as a guest on our show, to all the guests, we hand out our lovely logo t-shirt.
All right.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
It's been awesome. And hey, thanks everybody for watching. Also, we really want to thank Manhattan Beach Toyota for their continued support and allowing us to put together videos just like this. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you.